Hey guys, I'm here in my garage mixing up some potting soil for some strawberries that I'm gonna try and grow this year. Just a quick quick little video of how I mix my potting mix. You know, it's not really, I guess it's what works for me. I don't really know if it's you know, I don't get my soil tested or get too complicated with mixing my soil or anything like that. I don't buy the best stuff at, you know, at the stores, the best dirt and all that. I just get what works for me. I do like to get, you know, if I'm gonna eat it or consume it, I do like to get, you know, the most organic, or I guess the soils with the least amount of what was I trying to say? Like you know, just like chemicals. I found that this peat moss right here, this type of peat moss, works really good for me in any plant that I grow. Blueberries, strawberries, tomatoes, I mean, lemons, everything. Everything grows great with that. I use this actually as my starter, my seed starter soil. Literally, I just take a little bit of dirt, just a little bit, and mix in mostly peat moss. And it's so cheap. This thing was $10. This whole thing was $10. I think it's like 10 cubic feet or 3 cubic feet. It's a lot. And I use that to start my seeds, and my seeds start great. I have no issues in only that, and they start off great with that. I've actually, especially herbs, I actually start my herbs in nothing but peat moss, and they grow great, and I leave them there all year round, and they do wonderful. I just you know, sprinkle some fertilizer. I'm sorry guys, I can't think today. I sprinkle a little bit of fertilizer on top of them, and that's it. They do great. So this is for my strawberries though. So I'm mixing peat moss, just some organic potting soil, and back there I have this is pine bark chips or mulch, and I love pine bark. Also, pine bark I use in everything. Like I said in one of my videos before, almost every time I buy you know, a blueberry or a citrus tree, or you know, something that I'm buying from the big box stores, like because that's where I do most of my shopping, like a grape or something that comes in a small pot, it always has pine bark like chips or mulch in it. So if those guys are using it, the growers, it's for good reason. So I use it on everything, especially on my blueberries, because it helps with the acidity once it starts to break down. Anyway, so I just throw it in there. I just mix it all in there, and it helps the soil breathe, the roots breathe once I pot it in there. You know, it's a quick, I think the rule of thumb for just break everything up nice and good. The rule of thumb for potting soil is that it has to be quick draining, right? So you don't want something like a clay soil, or you don't want to take dirt from the road, or from your yard, and pot it, or put it in pots and then throw seeds in there. They'll drown, literally, because it'll hold so much water. It'll be like a pot just holding water. The water won't go through. It'll be just like sitting there, and it'll drown the roots or create like just microbes or bacteria that they don't like. So it has to be well aired out. Like air has to get in there, and in the roots have to breathe, and they also have to have they can't be sitting in water, because you know, they get root rot and all that nasty stuff, so, and it'll eventually die. So this is my grape. Quick update, guys. I actually was gonna cut it and started to broke off a little limb, and it was alive, so I left it be. But anyway, yeah, that thing's gonna get nice this year. It's gonna get really nice. This is some oregano that I found in my backyard. I planted some oregano last year, oregano and parsley last year, and I just forgot about it. Did not water it, didn't cover it in the winter time. Now this is new for me. I'm not an expert, so you know, if I didn't know that these plants survived, or these herbs survived the winter, or the frost, and it was pretty cold this year. But anyway, I brought them to the front. Like I said, I'm going to do a little garden thingy, a little garden kind of thing here. So yeah, that's oregano, parsley. I have a 4 corn plants that I'm going to try out. That's a sweet pepper, tomato at the end, and other types of peppers that I'm going to try out this year. I still have some work to do here up front. That's a blueberry that I bought. I potted that this year. I'm gonna see how that goes. This is a Premier blueberry. I bought it from Home Depot, and it was full of blueberries and blooms and all that. I'm still working on it, but I cut off, or I pinched off all the blueberries, because I'm not gonna let it produce this year. I want it to establish itself really well. And then maybe next year, or next year I'll let it grow. I'll let it produce. Gardening is it's not like, I've learned over the years that it's not something. It's not something. Somebody was walking behind me. I'm off of a main street here. I thought it was my neighbor. Anyway, gardening, it takes time. It's not something that happens in a week or a month, or you have to kind of be in it for the long run. And that's kind of what I like. I like seeing my plants develop over the years. A couple of strawberries that my daughter helped me plant. These are some tomatoes, more strawberries, and corn, 3 or 4 different types of peppers, more herbs, cucumbers. I didn't label my, cilantro, lots of cilantro. I didn't label my plants. I should have labeled them, but there's tons of stuff in there. Once they start to grow, I can kind of start to tell which what herb or plant it is. Some tomatoes that I put there. I placed there. This is a cilantro that came out by itself, so I left it. I had different plans for this little area here, but that guy decided to come out. I left it, so. And my daughter will come out here and nibble off some leaves, which I think is pretty cool. This is my Meyer lemon that I need to transplant. I'm actually looking for a pot. Well, I think I want to put it in that pot and transplant this tree over. It might be a little bit too late in the season, but that's okay. So yeah, this guy's blowing up this year. Look at all those blooms. You've got some new growth there, a bunch of blooms. This guy went crazy with all this rainwater, different stages of production there. You can see real healthy plant. I potted that, and you can see the pine mulch on top. I like pine mulch. This is my pink lemonade blueberry that I'm gonna let produce this year to see how those taste. I forget what type of blueberry this is. Concord? No, Concord. Um, Premier blueberry. Oh, I didn't realize I bought the same type of blueberries. I was trying to switch it up, but oh well. Some more parsley, oregano that survived the winter. And this is a quick update on my. I think last time I showed you guys this tree was looking pretty sad, but I kind of gotten to know this tree. It in the wintertime it loses a lot of leaves, and then it just explodes in the summertime. I'll get maybe last year. I told you guys that it snapped from here down, and with the weather, I didn't have it tied like I do this year, and it snapped off. I salvaged it. I was able to salvage it, and it produced about 24 little key limes. Pretty juicy. They were good. I tried them. We ate them all. We use a lot of lemons here, or limes, key limes, here in my house. So I am expecting a lot more fruit this year. A lot more fruit. So that's kind of why I'm a little afraid to transplant it this year. I may leave this plant alone. I may leave that one alone since it's doing so well. This one's kind of small. I want it to get bigger. I should have transplanted this, but I'm okay with losing some fruit and having a bigger production next year. All right, I might leave it there and get me a new plant for next year. But anyway, guys, sorry, just a quick update of what I got going on here. Nothing major, you know. I just do it for fun, and I don't stress over it so much as I used to, you know, with mixing, getting all the chemical composition correct for each plant. I just kind of try my best to do it. But anyway, guys, see you next time.